Good afternoon. My name is Jim Conlan, and welcome to the latest episode of our entertainment show. As you know, each week on our entertainment show in part 3, we premiere a new movie or TV series that is debuting in Ireland and the UK for this upcoming month, and particularly in Ireland with Irish Eyes Are Smiling. And up for discussion this week is the return of the renowned movie Shazam. It's back again after its original in 2019. It's back in terms of its sequel, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. It's hitting screens here throughout Ireland on March the 17th, worldwide in terms of its production, but it can be seen all over in cinemas throughout the 32 counties of Ireland. It stars Zachary Levi, renewing his role as Billy Botson. Jovan Armand is in this as well, Ashley Angel. But our special guest this evening that we just want to talk about here, and he's obviously he's a pioneer of the Shazam franchise. He was in the original movie. Jovan Armand joins us this evening. He playing the character role, you might remember, Pedro Pina in terms of Shazam! Fury of the Gods. And Helen Mirren, obviously another big star in this movie, Rachel Zegler as well. And Jovan, first of all, how excited are you in terms of its worldwide premiere and to see Shazam, dare I say, the words come to fruition again?
First off, thanks, James, for this interview. And yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait for the world to see what's in store for the Shazam family, as well as Pedro Pena and his story. You know, I have a little more dynamic in this one than the first. I feel like we dive into his character a little more and figure out what is Pedro Pena into and who is and what does he love, you know?
And you mentioned Pedro Pena in terms of he being a foster kid, and we see his growth. In terms of this movie, dare I say, we're delving into the backstory of the character. We're seeing what really makes him tick, dare I say?
I would say it's more of him kind of figuring himself out, just kind of becoming his own person. Because in the first one, he's very shy, very timid. He doesn't really get involved with the other kids. This time around, he's kind of they've kind of grown on him. I feel like they've established more relationship and bond. So I think that in this one, people are going to see that and see that his transition is a beautiful thing, and he's flourishing and becoming his own person and making decisions, and he loves baseball. So.
And Jovan, I know in terms of everyone's probably seen the trailers worldwide, but for the people on our audience or listenership that haven't seen the trailers or might be wondering about the concept and the plot of the theme of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, without giving too much away, you might give us a synopsis?
I would say it picks up like where the last one left off, and it kind of, similar tone. There's still the heart, the comedy, and the love, as well as I would say this time around we get more action, we get explosions, we get mythical creatures, and just be ready for a roller coaster, because that's what this movie is. It hits the ground running and it doesn't stop. It's constant action. And stick around for the end credits, because there's 2 end credits that could kind of give you a hint at what's next. So.
Okay, very interesting. And Jovan, what was it like sharing the set with the iconic, the one and only Helen Mirren, a pioneer of acting industry, and getting to interact with her on a regular daily basis?
Yeah. She's a phenomenal actress, and she's an amazing person to be around. She's very friendly. I just saw her Tuesday, gave her a big old hug, and she's the sweetest. I love the fact that I was able to work and connect with this individual, as well as Lucy Liu, and I mean they're next level. I mean, I could say that I'm friends with the Dame now, so that's that's a cool flex, you know. So.
Royalty, I suppose, in terms of Helen Mirren, in terms of her status, in terms of British acting as well. And Jovan, in terms of the production, in terms of the shooting of Shazam! Fury of the Gods, was it a long sort of production? Was it for 6 to 7 or 8 weeks, and did you shot it off the back end of COVID? Was COVID just over when you were deep into before you started production?
So the pandemic was still going on. It's it was still lingering. It was around 2021 is when we were filming over in Atlanta. And yeah, so we definitely had to do zonage and all that, and make sure everyone was safe so that we could film this movie for the length that it took. It took about 5 months for me. I think they went on and did some other stuff, so maybe for them closer to 6 to 7 months. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot more screen time for me than the first one. And the first one, I was only in Toronto for about 3 months. This time around, I was in Atlanta for a while. I'd say, yeah, almost half the year.
Okay. And was it great to reunite with Zachary Levi again? And obviously, for the bond that she developed in terms of the original sort of movie, to share that sort of screen time again. And obviously, were you able to sort of feed off each other because you have a great chemistry together?
Thank you. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, he's a goofball. He's very fun and loving, and he's very sincere with the way he talks to the kids and me, because I mean, he's known me now for what, like 5 years. So he's kind of he's seen me grow from a 17-year-old to a 22-year-old, and the dynamics and the evolution that I've gone through. And you know, he's always been there. If I ever had a question and stuff, I'd always hit him up, and he'll answer when he's available to answer. And that's a beautiful thing, a beautiful connection to have. So Offset, he's a genuine guy. He's really dope. And on set as well. I mean, one thing I do praise about him too is he's very professional in terms of, like, he wants to make sure we get the shots. There's no playing around when it's time to get in that shot, because time is money. And he knows that, and I respect that full-heartedly. And yeah, I loved working with him and the rest of the cast, and I'm just excited to work again. So
yeah. And Jovan, in terms of, you mentioned the cast, and it is a really sort of stellar cast. And you've been on hit shows like Coyote, Snowfall, Hawaii Five-O, The Middle as well. But to be renowned with this sort of superhero franchise, did you grow up always wanting to be a superhero? And Halloween time as a kid, did you always dress up as Batman or Spider-Man or Superman?
Superman, actually, yeah. When I was a little boy, I put on like a PJ of Superman with a cape on and everything. And my mother said that I wouldn't take it off. She had to fight me to take it off, and it wouldn't work until I was asleep. She could take it off, go wash it, and then put it back on me so that I would never know. Because I felt in that moment that I was Superman, that I'm Mr. Clark Kent. So I feel like it's always been a part of me. It's always been part of my world and my life, just simply because I also fell in love with video games, and a lot of video games include DC heroes or other heroes such as Marvel, and it's a beautiful thing to connect with these heroes, because why not connect to another universe and kind of escape your reality and just have fun.
And Jovan, in terms of concepts and sort of teams, were you able to put your own sort of ideas? Were you able to go to the directors and producers and say, listen, I have an idea on how we can put a spin or a twist on this or a particular scene? Where you do that bit of license in terms of that bit of creativity that this time around that you mightn't have in the first time around? Were you able to put a bit more of your own influence in terms of Pedro Pina?
Well, I got pretty close with the writer on the first one, Henry Gayden. He's a phenomenal writer. He delivered very well with this script and the first one. I would probably even argue that I like this one a little more. And it's just because, with time, new ideas come, and the first one was the foundation at the end of the day. So from that foundation, we can take it anywhere. We can have fun and do this, or we can do some kind of like multiverse situation. Who knows? So I mean, the options are pretty much endless, and the sky's the limit. So I would say as in terms of like improvisation and stuff like that, and trying to incorporate maybe some of my ideas, I try not to step on any toes, because I love and respect these people that I'm working with. But when I feel like it's warranted to, hey, maybe I say this, or I breathe like this, or I act like that, you know what I mean? Just different things like that, and I'll ask them first, hey, I'm gonna try this. Is it cool if I do that? And David will say, let's get a couple more takes with this, and then we can try that afterwards. So yeah, you know, he's open to it, and I did that a little more on this one. And I mean, he's just a great guy, and I feel like he's very easygoing, and that's very, very hard to find in some directors, you know. So.
And Jovan, I know acting is one of the burning passions in your life, but you have another sort of passion as well in terms of your multi sort of character and in terms of your makeup. And I do believe music is deep rooted in you, and we're going to see that come out to fruition in 2023 in terms of Jovan Armand, the musician.
Yeah. So I actually have a song coming out the 21st called Heavy with a huge feature on it. Excuse me. So he is LA's very own rapper known as, I want to tease it a little longer. So you're gonna have to find out on the 21st. I mean, it's a great song. I'm gonna be leaking a little bit of snippets here and there tonight and probably throughout the weekend. So yeah, check it out. Check out my socials, and hope you enjoy the music.
Yeah, and on that note, Jovan Armand, before we let you go now, you might enlighten all our audience, all our listeners, why they should drive in their planes, their tractors, their motorcycles, their scooters, whatever mode of transport, whether it be a horse or a donkey, to get to their cinema screens on March 17. Sit on that recliner, put their feet up, get the massage, have the popcorn in one hand, the Fanta in the other, and the Maltesers.
You get a massage.
There's some fancy theaters in Ireland, dare I say, Jovan. But what's in store for them?
That's beautiful. It sounds like I got to go to Ireland to watch my movie. I would say that this movie is nonstop action. It's a great film that you can watch with the family. Everyone can get excited for, and maybe even dress up in the merch. You know, they got some cool merch out right now, and yeah, just check out the trailer, see if you like it, and I hope to see you there.
On that note, Jovan Armand, who plays the one and only Pedro Pina in the hit, the smash blockbuster movie Shazam! Fury of the Gods, from me, Jim Conlan. The pleasure speaking to you on the airwaves this evening. Do check out Jovan Armand's social media channels over the next few days for exciting news. A big reveal in terms of his musical ambitions is dropping the 21st of March worldwide. And do check out Jovan Armand as Pedro Pina in Shazam. And finally, over to you, Jovan. I do believe you have one word to finish us out with. And what is that word?
Oh yeah. Let me think. Oh, Shazam! All right. Thank you, Jace. I appreciate you. Have a good